Will Smith having fun with his son. Seems like forever ago. Just the two of us on Magic this morning. Jeff Garfield with you, just like always. And just like every Monday now for, well, a handful of years. At 8:35, we chat with Mike Barrett. It's 8:36. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
What is Will's son now? Is he I think he's retired at this point, isn't he? I mean, that song came out a while ago, right?
I have no idea. Will's definitely not retired.
No,
he's just not smacking people in the news anymore.
Hey now.
Enough.
Hey now. So, good morning.
All right, we always have good chats about the world of insurance, and people will be going, how can you have good chats? How can you have fun talking insurance? Well, because it helps clear up confusion in people's minds.
Yeah, and it's something that, we all have to deal with insurance in some way, shape, or form. So any little nugget that we can throw out there that can be of benefit is certainly going to help out.
Well, also the benefits of having insurance as opposed to not having insurance. Mm-hmm. We already know the worst time to find out is when you don't, but there are plenty of people out there that, okay, there are some folks out there that don't have insurance, and that's kind of like playing Russian roulette, isn't it?
It is. And honestly, there are a lot of folks maybe for their homes or property of some sort don't have insurance on it. And, they may come to a time where maybe they realize the importance of having insurance, or maybe they're at a point of their lives where they want to do some kind of an equity refi with the property. And of course, to do that, you have to have insurance. And there's 1,000,001 times in your life where their budget just doesn't allow for you to have it, and now all of a sudden it does. There's a number of examples they could go on with that why people may not have insurance on property. I'm talking home, really, at this point, home, business, things like that. Do you know that no company wants to insure you if you don't have current insurance? So it's like the catch-22, right? Is that you go, I really want to get insurance now. Nope, sorry, you don't have insurance, so we don't want to offer you insurance, will be what most companies say.
That's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
They want to know why all of a sudden insurance is desired, I think that's my guess.
Well, it's an investment. Let's go back. Okay, we're talking homes. We're talking about a piece of property that you're going to buy, call your home, raise your kids in, whatever. Okay?
Sure.
I don't know anybody in the world who can just write a check for
the loss.
Home.
Yeah.
No. For the home itself, the actual purchase. So it's been my understanding, and this is why we have these talks, okay? It's my understanding that if you go to a bank and you want to apply for a home mortgage,
sure, you have
to have insurance, don't you?
You do.
How can you buy a home without having insurance?
Yeah, those folks typically have insurance from the get-go. It's the folks who may have had the home for a few years or have had the home for a number of years. Or there's, again, 1,000,001 examples I could give as to why there may be a situation where they don't have insurance. Maybe they inherited it. Maybe they bought it and just didn't have any, they wasn't their primary residence. Maybe they were investing or things of that nature. Not to say there are not companies that will not insure you. And so what you're doing is you're just really limiting the pooling of companies that will offer it. I've got some companies now in this hard market that we're in that used to be the go-tos. They used to be the companies that I'd be like, well, you don't have insurance, I'm just going to write you with this guy. This company right here. That company right there says, no, we don't want to do that anymore. You cannot have any lapse of coverage whatsoever for that company now. Whereas I used to be able to write people with them all the time. So it's the new world of insurance that we're in that I'm hoping is a temporary world, but I don't have a globe or a
crystal ball
to kind of predict this. So, but the same can hold true for auto insurance, right? If for any number of reasons you've gone without auto insurance for over a 30-day period, you're going to find companies that don't want to write you. So you're going to find fewer companies that would be even willing to entertain offering quotes. Now, when you're looking at fewer opportunities and a smaller pooling of companies willing to even offer coverage, you're also not getting competitive pricing. So you're paying much more money on the home side and certainly on the auto side if you are seeking coverage for the first time with a lapse in coverage.
So, and we know that insurance companies communicate amongst themselves, or at least in the industry. So let's use auto, and since you've shifted gears here into auto insurance.
Pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. So if somebody has is required to have self-responsibility insurance or has been dropped for one reason or another by one or more insurance agencies, that kind of puts you in that hard market.
That's
pool.
a predicament too. Yeah, if you're non-renewed, there are certainly non-renewal examples I can give that are not the situation where it's going to be difficult for you to find replacement coverage. One in particular I can think of is I have a company that's just pulling out of the insurance market in Vermont, New Hampshire, as well as many other states. So they're non-renewing their longtime policyholders who may have had coverage for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, not because of anything the policyholder did. It's just this company's no longer writing business in the state. That type of non-renewal is not even a blemish. It's very simple to work with. But if you get a non-renewal based on condition or loss history, things of that nature, then that can be a bit of a challenge to find replacement coverage for. It can be done. But again, these are situations where you're going to have to kind of accept what's available. You certainly should shop, but be prepared that you probably won't like much of the pricing that comes your way.
All right. So is there a glow on the horizon then if somebody is in that higher rate pool, if over a period of time,
yes,
that they will fall out of that
They
pool?
will. Yeah. If you have some continuous coverage, I always tell people 6 months to a year, certainly not a bad thing to have where you have continuous coverage. Then you can start looking at additional opportunities. And long gone are the days where you could lie. And believe me, that was pretty common. I'm not saying that to be mean or spiteful, but, people would say, oh, yeah, I have coverage. Well, it can be easily found if you do or not. Companies actually run coverage reports to see if you have coverage. It's almost an automated process now. So it's not as easy to circumvent the underwriting guidelines, such as your loss history, the number of vehicles or drivers in your house, whether you've been the non-renewal is probably the still one you can circumvent a little bit. I didn't say that. But, you want to be honest. You want to be honest. It's very important.
Well, there's a lot to the insurance industry, that's for sure. And if folks want to contact you,
yeah, give us a call, 748-5224. You can find us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency. And real quick.
Let me do it.
What?
Josh.
You're going to talk about Josh. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. He's one of our contacts for West Ward.
Yes.
And I asked him how the turnout was for his. Now, I did it as kind of a joke.
Right.
Because he's a medium.
He should be able to see it.
He can see it in the future. He says, that's not till tomorrow night. Go ahead. You go ahead.
So tomorrow night, Josh Simons at the Artport, and this is at the Green Mountain Mall. It's the Catamount Arts space at the mall. If you've never been there, it's kind of a cool place to check out a show. I was there for Bob Marley a few years ago, comedian. Josh is doing an event tomorrow night, $20. You can buy tickets online. The links are on our Facebook page, but you can also buy tickets at the door tomorrow. So it's $20. Josh Simons. Proceeds go to the Northeast Kingdom Cancer Action Network, NEK Can. So
I'm going to email him this morning and see if he got the joke about how was the turnout. Good policy.
Let me know how that goes.
With Magic in the morning. You should know.
I see it not ending well.
Yeah. With Magic in the morning, we go to music with